as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Jay out there with Crawford. And it's Smith in at the three, the small forward. And Chicago has possession. The Clippers getting the bucket. Noah's shot is off.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Smith. Rebound by the Bulls.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Step back and squared up. 11 points for Jimmy Butler.
As a defender, you always have to stay on your man's hip. If you don't, that's what's going to happen. Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from a supporting role player to someone you can build your team around.
Los Angeles leading by 5. Here's Griffin. Finished off the break. Griffin's got 9 points.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Outside Rose. Drops it in from 14 feet away. 11 points in the game. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. The rebound by Gibson.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Now here's Gibson. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 3 on the basket from Dunleavy.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Butler against Crawford. Down low. It's tipped. Stolen by Noah. 2 on none. No one back to stop this. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Navarro. He's covered by Rose. And the shot is good. That's now 32 points for Jay.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Chicago calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Now here's Rose. 11 points in the game. And he's good on the 3 balls. Rose has got 5 points now in the quarter.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Bulls trail by 4. Butler on the wing. Pulls up from the corner. Chris Paul grabs the miss.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Number 1, Chris Paul.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
Jordan the screen. Here's Navarro.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
And that replay is sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
Here's Dunleavy following the basket by Blake Griffin. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Dunleavy. You know, you work hard all season, Greg, to try and get into the playoffs, then get a favorable first-round matchup. How about the Clippers last year? Followed those steps. They're rewarded with the first-round matchup against the defending champions of the league, the San Antonio Spurs.
And not only were the Spurs the defending champions, but they came in playing terrific basketball down the stretch, which is kind of what they are noted for. And the Clippers, though, did well, even though that was the case.
Paul Gasol's checked in for Taj Gibson.
Boy, I tell you, it was a tough road for the Clippers in the playoffs. They get by the Spurs in round one in a 7-game emotional series, then immediately have to go up against the Rockets in round two.
Rose double-teamed. Gasol passes to Dunleavy. Outside Rose, shot, high post, and it's Chicago scoring again.
Rose can really turn it on at times.
And we all remember the Clippers would go up 3-1 against the Rockets. They had that 19.
Just beautiful.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
I tell you what, I used to love to go up and jam like that. And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one, Clark.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination. Of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Mirotic comes in for Joakim Noah, and Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Brooks kicks to Mirotic. To the middle, here's Butler. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Butler's got 13 points.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Navarro, the pass to Paul. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
In a moment here, let's check out the numbers for Jordan. He's coming off an excellent season. First in rebounding, first in shooting percentage, and one of the great shot erasers in our game, providing the last line of defense. How about top 5 in the league for blocks?
And, you know, getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is to do? That's a great asset for a team as well.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Pierce is checked in for Griffin. And Stevenson comes in for Andre Jordan. J.J. Redick's checked in for Jay. And it's Crawford in for Paul. And the Bulls making a change here. Heinrich's checked in. Mirotic dishes to Brooks. Mirotic, a screen on Crawford. The drive by Brooks. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. Here's Gasol. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Gasol's got 6.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Crawford outside. Smith sets the pick for Redick. Clock at 4. The 3. Can't get it to go. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball.
And, you know, J.J. Redick has shown steady improvement in his game. He entered the league as a spot shooter off the bench. Last season, averaged over 30 minutes a game for the Clippers. He's come a long way.
And he gets it to go. 8 points for Pau Gasol.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
Los Angeles calls timeout. And Redick has improved every phase of his game over every year, especially in the area of efficiency, shooting over 47% from the field last year. And Greg, that by far the highest in his career.
Yeah, and his mid-range jumper last year, just automatic. The turnovers per minute averaged also ridiculously low. It even improved as a defender.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Jordan, he's checked in for Lance Stevenson. Griffin comes in for Paul Pierce. Jay's checked in for J.J. Redick. And Paul's subbed in for Jamal Crawford. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Some excellent numbers in this one for Jay. 11 rebounds and some big-time point production as well. He is in a third-quarter groove.
How good do those legs look here thus far in this half?
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
And Heinrich gets it to go.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Griffin. Some solid defense from Gasol.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Outside Griffin. 1:36 left in the third quarter of the game. Smith kicks to Paul. Jordan the screen. Here's Griffin. Good, and Paul gets the assist. 15 points for Blake Griffin.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Gasol setting the pick for Heinrich. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
Here's Navarro, and he gets it to go. Jay's got 41.
No, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
Brooks, the pass to Mirotic. Good. Mirotic has got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
And whatever intensity was lacking there in the first half, you're seeing it on display here now.
Ditto that. I mean, things have really been turned up. They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Here's Butler, and Griffin sends it back, but they recover it. And Brooks, here we go. Here's Heinrich. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
Navarro, and so he draws the foul. On the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. It's on Jimmy Butler, and the first one at the line is good. A different look for the Clippers. Johnson, he's checked in for Griffin. Pierce comes in for Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Chris Paul. And a change for the Bulls. Taj Gibson's checked in for Kirk Heinrich. Brooks up on top, covered by Redick. Brooks against Redick. Brooks dishes to Butler. Butler can't get that one to fall. Here's Navarro. No good.